Talk to it.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Whether the winters were left in the cold. Classic.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Classic. Yeah.
International.
Classic.
Ha ha.
Classic.
Fighting out of the southpaw stance. Standing at 6'2", 190 pounds. I get you. Boy, I'm made different. I work too hard. Ain't no way I ain't getting paid different. This from the dirt, this from the mud. You ain't slave with me. This was strictly for my homies that was brave with me. You can't come in with me now if you ain't came with me. Skull looking at you side eye if you ain't with real life. I seen a couple people try and it ain't in pretty. I only keep the people around that stood on 10 with me. And if they start to stand on 9, that's where it end with me. It can end quickly. In the way I level up, I make them spin differently. I should start a foundation. They be make-a-wishing me. I got these hoes in the fringe. They can't seem to get to me, babe. I done mastered discipline. It take more than booty cheeks. Need a little more conversation, cause I still be trying to see. I be listening with my eyes. Yeah, I still be trying to see. I be moving like the prize. You can't find another me. Let's get focused. Want the fruits of your labor, gotta climb the tree. Yeah, I'm out here planting seeds, cause I got a lot to leave. I be putting in long miles, I ain't gotta stop to breathe. I be putting in long hours, I ain't gotta stop to sleep. Yeah, I put in that time, put in work, I'm a different breed.
Yeah, I put in that time, put in work. I'm a different breed, chat.
Classic.
Yo, it's Classic with the classic codes at 2 o'clock in the morning on Black Friday, just so everybody know exactly what's going on.
Classic.
Yes, Lord. Hold on. Let me see where my blockers went. Drop my blue light blockers, chat. I can't go, chat. So look, it's gonna be super early in the morning. This live stream is happening again at 2 o'clock in the morning on Black Friday. So I fully don't expect necessarily for there to be an active chat or a chat at all at this time of day, especially right after a holiday that is centered around, overeating. So I would suspect that a lot of people are either up from naps and they're going to be in the chat. 333 for everybody that's falling in. Drop them threes in the chat. 333 to everybody that's falling in. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. But I suspect you either going to have people in the chat tonight or this morning, however you want to look at it. Suspect we're going to have people in the chat who either are up from their nap because they had that itis earlier, or you're going to have people that's just knocked out and the chat going to be light. Either way, I pulled up to go one on nobody. So what I want to discuss is, I'll start out by saying I'm Classic with the classic codes. I know be a lot of first-time people falling in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I go live all the time, like literally all the time. So if you're looking for a consistent channel with great content, tap in with myself, tap in with the Raw Society Coalition, and I'll list all of my coalition members as we go forward. You got Souls of Thought. You got Uncle Plug TV, Plug spelled with 2 G's. You got Conversations with Soft Rain, Rain spelled like Rain Supreme. And you have the Tez Down. I also have a sports channel called Classic Code Sports. So like I said, we got plenty of content for
Classic.
All right, now that the housekeeping is done, let's get to work. Tis the season, chat. Tis the season. I wanted to let everybody eat and enjoy each other before I slid through and made shit a little uncomfortable. I'm only going to do this once. Yeah, I told you guys when I started my content creation journey, for those of you who are listening and are not new, I told y'all when I started my content creation journey that I wasn't here to make y'all comfortable and that we weren't going to get along every day.
Classic.
I stand firm on the fact that I am not, nor do I desire to be, an indoctrinated man. And so because of that, my perspectives do not fit the many, but they are in alignment with the few. You understand?
I'm only gonna do this once.
So we got to have some conversations. And today, instead of coming on here like most people do who are quote unquote woke or conscious, instead of doing what those folks normally do, which is go on these long diatribes and rants, and they get upset, they yell, they scream at the camera. I may get passionate here as we go along, but not to that degree. Most people do that. Instead of doing that, I actually wanted to bring awareness to the mind of the conscious person during this time of the year. I actually wanted to bring enlightenment to those who are still indoctrinated, or those who I would consider to be sheep. And if someone's seeking to feel insulted, they will. But this is a conversation of transparency. And so for those people who fall in line with the masses, right, maybe they can watch this video and gain understanding of the mind of those who have tapped out of the matrix during this time of year. I don't think a lot of people, and this, again, we're still inside of Men's Mental Health Month, but I don't think a lot of people realize how hard this time of the year is for a lot of people. You know, people look for, and listen, we all have different circumstances. So before I get into the show, you know, people look forward to going to go link up with their family, but there's people who've never had a family. So this time of the year don't make them necessarily feel good, right? You know, he said, man, I'd sop you up with a biscuit. This looks like a woman, so we're going to say thank you. Flip said 333, Baba in the making. What up, Flip? What up?
Classic.
Yeah, so look, yeah, this time of year is hard for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons. And so from the consciousness angle and the enlightenment angle, and the person who studies the history of things and not just celebrates them and falls in line, you know, for those types of people, we see this whole demonstration differently. So today's show, I'm going to go through the four phases, or four of the phases. I've broken it down. 4 of the phases that conscious, enlightened, woke people go through when it comes to dealing with, enduring, and figuring out how they're going to handle the holiday season. We'll use this time of year, and the fact that it's officially, where I'm located in the world, it's officially Black Friday. So Thanksgiving is over, and so I wanted to let everybody eat. And now we can have a real conversation, because my mission, again, is not to make y'all comfortable, but my mission is to crack the codes.
I know you see me trying to crack the code.
So one thing I want y'all to do is respect the fact that a lot of this conversation is going to come from a place of historical data and education. A lot of this is not going to come from my thoughts and my personal perspectives or any of that. So we're going to go to TikTok and do reaction videos to actually drive the conversations. And then we're just going to get into the discussion. So phase 1, I labeled it as conscious participant. This is a phase that I have come and gone from, right? I'm way past phase 1. I'll let you guys know where I'm at as we go along. Personally, I don't mind filling the chat in, but this is phase 1 in my opinion. This brother's going to describe it, and then we'll get into it. Let's get it.
About consciousness that people don't understand is you see, that's the thing about consciousness that people don't understand is you still do enjoy holidays, but it be fucking with you the stuff you learned about what a holiday actually is. Yeah, you still like to just eat a bunch of food, but then you learn about what actually happened between the Pilgrims and the Indians. Or shall I say Native Americans? My apologies. You learn that the Native Americans were indigenous people of the land, and they basically got purged for colonization by the fucking Pilgrims. Yeah, you love Christmas, but then you learn about Saturnalia. For those who don't know, that's what Christmas actually is. It's called Saturnalia. And it basically was just this giant party where everybody gave presents to one another and had sex with each other. Sometimes adults will let other adults have sex with their kids just for presents. Yeah, look it up, Saturnalia. It's a real thing. Yeah, look it up. It's a real thing, and that's
all alleged for content creation purposes and entertainment. Everything we're discussing today, all alleged for content creation purposes and entertainment. Everything we're discussing today. Let's continue.
actually what Christmas is. And then people like to say that it's Jesus' birthday. No, the fuck it's not. Jesus was born in springtime. And also during those times, they changed up the calendar. So now we got April Fool's Day. And back then on April Fool's Day, they would call you a fool because you think that this is springtime now, and spring actually started like a month ago. It's like a lot of people don't even know that they changed the calendar. Bro, they changed everything. Even your Bible. Like, your Bible ain't even the original Bible. Even the language, bro, they changed the language that most people speak. Like, bro, you love holidays. You love them. But you just know a little too much. That's all. See, that's the thing about consciousness that people don't understand.
All right, so he was very clear, very concise, very clean, and so I don't feel like I need to play that one twice. So this is phase one, the conscious participant. Let me get to this. I'll come to the chat in a minute. But the conscious participant, because what he described was the early phase, to me, is what he described. I don't know what phase that brother is on, but his video describes the early phase, right? You start studying the history of the things that you've been told to believe in and the things that you've been told to participate in. You start studying the actual history of it. And as you learn the history of it, it can breed a lot of different emotions. It can be enlightening, of course, right? But it also can be disheartening. It can be discomforting. It can do a lot of things. It could be heartbreaking, right? When you learn some of the information that you learn, it could be heartbreaking, right? So you learn the information, but because 85% of the population is still very much indoctrinated, 85% of the population, and this is just a bold number, right? I didn't count the people. I don't have a way to prove it. 85% of the population, doesn't read, doesn't care to know the history of the things they've been taught to believe in and participate in, or maybe they do know, but they just rather, be willfully ignorant, right? Or whatever the case may be, and just rock out because that's what everybody's doing. Everybody's doing it, right, chat? Everybody's doing it, So that's what most people, that's the route that the vast majority of people take. And with that being said, being on the outs of that puts you in a very strange space. And because the consciousness is generally new to people, the first couple of times they come across the holidays as an enlightened person, they have to find out how they want to navigate knowing what they know, but being in a society that's customary to the things that they know are no good. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully I didn't tangle y'all up with that. But they have to learn how to navigate being in a society where people practice shit that they no longer believe in the same way. They have to figure out how they're going to navigate that. Imagine being the one woke person in your big ass happy family. Let's say you got a big family. People love seeing each other. They get along. Y'all have family reunions yearly or bi-yearly. You got a big connected ass family and you the only one that's woke. Everybody else is still greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, yams, hog, mogs, chicken, you name
Classic.
it. Don't nobody check on that person. Don't nobody check on the woke nigga. Shut your woke ass up. We hungry. And we want to eat.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Niggas be at the cookout. Auntie over there growing a extra hip off the side of her fucking body. And y'all just gonna keep letting her make another plate.
Yeah.
So being the one person in the room who decided to give a damn, you look at everybody else and feel sorry for them. You look at everybody else and feel empathy. You look at everybody else and feel a lot of things, right? You can feel empathy, you feel sympathy, you feel ostracized, you feel a lot of things. And then listen, don't be big. Don't be somebody who used to be big and got healthy. Now, when you pull up to the cookout, you sick. Are you okay?
Classic.
You done lost weight and got muscles. You lost weight and got muscles. We need to put some meat on your bones. I'm sorry.
I'm only gonna do this once.
So this is the conscious participant. This is phase one. The phase where you learn a lot, you figure things out, but you still coming around. You still around, right? You still pulling up to the function. You still trying to integrate yourself because you start telling yourself like, well, even though I know better, I'm here for the family time. You know what I'm saying? That's what you tell yourself. Like, even though I know better, shit, it's still good family time. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pull up. Make sure everybody hit that like button too. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everybody hit that like button. Whether you watching this in the phone, the long the skinny form, the phone format, or the regular format, make sure you hit the like button. It's totally free tonight, no charge. I appreciate y'all being here. Even if you passing through, hit the like button. Turn me up. But yeah, so this is just the first phase of it. The conscious participant, the person who still puts himself in these rooms, in these spaces, knowingly walking into the room, knowing he'll be a black sheep if he speaks at all. And even if you don't speak sometimes, me personally, being a person who is conscious and has always been conscious, now I learn more knowledge and information to go along with what my intuition always been telling me. I've been a person who, since we're right a day after Thanksgiving, I've been a person who never partook in soul food ever. And so every time we got together at family gatherings, even though I just be quiet and be chilling it to myself, when it was time for people to eat, I always got, pointed out or ostracized, like, why you only got that on your plate? And then they'd talk to my parents like I ain't sitting right there, like, hey, why he ain't eating, and why he only eat this, and why he only listen. Some of them same people, unfortunately, some of them same people that was asking me them questions. You see what I'm saying? Rest in peace.
Classic.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm not eating that shit. You get it? That's why. That's why I don't want none of that. You see, it's a hard conversation to have because people get so comfortable being set in the ways that they was taught. But it's not your fault that you was born into a world and into a society where the ways you was taught are not beneficial to you. It's not your fault. It's okay to grow, to know, and to go do better.
I'm only gonna do this once.
It is perfectly fine. It ain't your fault. You was born into this part of the world. This part of the world already been conquered and colonized, which we'll talk about, right? Because we're talking about consciousness, so we're gonna get to all of that. But you born into this part of the world. You born into a family that has already bought into the customs because the people before them bought into the customs. The people was bought into the customs, and then the generation, you go enough generations back until you get to the root of when this shit was forced on niggas, or the propaganda pushed it on people, which again we're going to discuss tonight. But yeah, this is phase one that you go through when you wake up and you go through your first wave of holiday seasons. You know better, but you're still trying to figure out how you want to move. That's why he started off by saying, like, the holiday is cool because, like, you get with family and stuff like that and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you see what I'm saying? So that's the conscious participant. All right, let me go to the chat before we move on. Flip said, we all have storms to traverse. It's about how we make it through. That is the making of the man. Love it. Phases of growth. I love where this is going. Oh, yeah, sit back. We got 3 more phases to get through. Flip said 90-10. The invest in yourself crowd may be more extremely separated. Send my love to Auntie. For sure. Flip said, never. Don't question it. You're the people. For sure, for sure. Shout out to Flip in the chat. Chat 333. We active at all hours of the day. Active.
Classic.
All right, so let's move into phase 2. Phase 2 is anger and aggression, okay? And again, like I said, we're using TikTok videos to illustrate all of the different phases that the conscious person goes through when figuring out how they're going to navigate holiday seasons, being a person who now knows better, right? So let's get into the anger and aggression phase. Here you go.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Man, fuck Thanksgiving. Don't nobody give a fuck about this goddamn holiday. Shit. Tell me something good that happened on Thanksgiving. Like Cat Williams say, don't worry, I'll wait. Not a motherfucking thing. That's when they killed all our motherfucking ancestors. That's all I know. But here we go. Putting everything to the motherfucking side for some Caucasian pride. God damn. Not me. This shit's literally in the goddamn way. I can't go to the goddamn gym. I can't go to certain places. Everything shut down early for this bullshit. But I love y'all.
So this is phase 2, anger and aggression. Since this is only 1 minute long, I'll run it back. But this is definitely the next chapter, right? Once you start trying to figure out how to navigate it, you get to a point after a couple holiday seasons, and the more information you know as the time goes on, you definitely get to the phase, man, fuck all this shit. I just want to treat this like a regular day, and y'all making it hard for me to treat it like a regular day because everybody else celebrating this shit. Damn, am I the only one? You know, this is the phase that this brother is in. Let's let his wisdom flow one more time.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Man, fuck Thanksgiving. Don't nobody give a fuck about this goddamn holiday. Shit. Tell me something good that happened on Thanksgiving. Like Cat Williams say, don't worry, I'll wait. Not a motherfucking thing. That's when they killed all our motherfucking ancestors. That's all I know. But here we go. Putting everything to the motherfucking side for some Caucasian pride. God damn. Not me. This shit's literally in the goddamn way. I can't go to the goddamn gym. I can't go to certain places. Everything shut down early for this bullshit. But I love y'all. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, so he ends with, but I love y'all though. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people who become or have always intuitively been conscious, I think that's where a lot of people end up. They end up in a space where it's like, look, man, it ain't no hard feelings and shit like that. It's just one of them things where it's like, you're not interested in waking up, and I'm just over here just, you know, woke as hell. Classic. You know, and so, you know, these times of the year can breed some form of crossroads for the indoctrinated and the few who are not. It can breed crossroads. It can breed pain points, if you will. You know what I mean? And then it becomes a situation where you have some people who want to have a conversation. They want to figure out why you don't really participate, or why do you know, separate yourself during this time of year, or why blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's weird because they'll inquire, but you know, as the conscious person, niggas don't really want to hear the answer to that shit. Classic. They don't. You know what I'm saying? Because the answer to the question would involve holding up a big ass mirror to a lot of things that are avoidable, that generations of the family been participating in. Yeah. So as people inquire, it's like, you don't want the answer. You're not going to be receptive to the answer. Matter of fact, your gleeful participation in all of this shit lets me know that the answer to this is not even something that's even remotely close to the front of your mind. Classic. Shout out from Japan. What's happening? But yeah, so you definitely get to a phase where you like, man, you know, you feel a way, like you snarl at the shit. You know what I'm saying? Cody Rourke, L, what up? Everybody hit the like button on the way in, on the way out. Hit the like button. Everybody sliding through, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel for sure. It's the classic codes. We do this all the time. So I definitely have been where that gentleman was. I've been past phase 2 for a long time too. Like I said, as we go through the live stream, I'll let y'all know. You know what I'm saying? And then this gentleman too, he seems like he's angry because he's still learning. He wasn't as descriptive in regards to Cody said, sorry, I meant hi. It's all good. Salute to Cody, man. 333. What's happening? Classic. Yeah, but yeah, I think part of the reason why you are mad because you're still learning, and a few things that you do know, they're very disheartening. You know, the one thing that he pointed out, he brought up, like, you know, they killed our ancestors, just that and the third, colonization, blah blah blah. So you know that breeds a certain type of aggressive emotion when you think about that. Like, man, niggas are celebrating something that's truly centered around a whole lot of bloodshed, you know. And it's crazy because on the surface level, without doing a bunch of reading, there's most black and brown people know that shit fundamentally. They just disregard it because they think auntie's ham with the pineapple slices on it is just too fat.
Classic.
So, history of how we got here, the heritage of it, the colonization of it, we can disregard that shit for 24 hours, 48 hours, or even 72 hours to get through all the holidays in the season because motherfuckers just gotta have some of that stuffing that abuela make.
Classic.
You see what I'm saying? And so, the history, but these are the same niggas that use 362 other days to ask the government for reparations for all the things their ancestors went through. But your ass refused to step away from indoctrination. Hypocrisy is afoot.
I'm only gonna do this once.
These are the same people. These are the same people who are so, we'll get into it. This is phase 2, though. This is phase 2. You get to the anger and the aggression phase, and you start to feel a certain type of way about how this shit go, how it look, how it present itself, how bought into it everybody is. You just start looking around like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow. This shit start feeling like you from a different, that's why you hear people that's woke be like, yo, we are not the same. I'm a Martian. That's why Lil Wayne was so, people connected to Wayne so much when he was saying that shit. Cause it's a lot of people who be feeling like they from outside of this whole shit. They be looking around like, damn, this shit really they clone Tyrone for real.
I'm only gonna do this once.
You know what I'm saying? I'm getting warmed up, chat. Uh-oh.
Classic.
Uh-oh. That 2 a.m. Black Friday cook up. Yeah, let me get you right while you slide through Walmart for that flat screen they told you to come buy. Them bitches on sale all year round. But this time of year, they gonna make you shop. Social engineering is real.
Classic.
Yup. Flip said, I'm jealous of the aware. To be complacent is to be in meager bliss. That's a fact. That's actually very poetic too. You need to put that in your next book. That shit hard. He said, phase 2, delusioned ignorance. Hey, spell out the book, man. Maybe I'm helping you with another one, man. I wish I had a DJ Khaled drop another one.
Classic.
Yes, Lord. Yeah, but let's move on to phase 3. That's phase 2, anger and aggression. All right, for those who just dropping in, we going through the phases of the conscious person's mind as they learn how to navigate and participate through the holiday season. So we're going through the phases. We're talking about the mindset of the conscious person. People who are conscious, they'll relate to this. People who aren't, they'll learn from this. Like, damn, that one cousin I got that's woke as hell, that nigga be going through it this time of year. And I never really thought about it because I was always telling him to sit his woke ass down, shut his woke ass up, and eat some of this greasy ass food with the rest of us.
Classic.
So this will hopefully give you some perspective, those folks, you know what I mean? Phase 3, calm with clear boundaries. Okay, this is phase 3. You start to get out of that angry phase, you chill out, you become a little bit more comfortable in your consciousness, you have a little bit more self-understanding with how you personally want to handle it. And so this would be the calm with clear boundaries. Ironically, we're actually gonna slide over and listen to Dr. Umar for this phase 3 of the conscious person. We're going to listen to Dr. Umar. He actually represents phase 3 in this particular clip, calm with clear boundaries. Okay, so you're woke. The holiday season is coming. People blowing up your phone with text messages. People are calling you to tell you happy Thanksgiving or Merry Christmas. They doing this and that. And you simply hit them with this right here.
Do not wish me a happy Thanksgiving. Let's not do that. I know you mean good, but please do not wish me a happy Thanksgiving. Let's not do that. Thanksgiving was nothing but a setup for genocide. That's all it was. A strategy for the Native Americans to drop their psychological guard so the European could genocide them, steal their land, enslave their people, and pass diseases into their community. It is a contradiction for American Africans with all we've been through, having suffered the worst human tragedy in history. It is a complete contradiction for us to turn around and celebrate with the white man the genocide of the red man. I'm going to say it again. It is a complete contradiction for African people, especially American Africans, to celebrate with your oppressor their extermination of the red people, how they gave the red people diseases and enslaved them, significantly reducing their population, stealing their land, giving out false treaties. Please don't wish me happy Thanksgiving. Please do not wish me happy Thanksgiving. If you're celebrating today, you're celebrating the genocide of the Native Americans. You could cut the cake however you want to cut the cake. You can slice the cake however you want to slice the cake. You can bake the cake however you want to bake the cake. If you're celebrating today, you're celebrating the genocide of Native American peoples. I will not be party to that. I will not be party to that. Do not.
Hey, 333 for Dr. Umar, man. Listen. Sometimes I agree with Dr. Umar. Sometimes I don't. Listen. The way that he's representing phase 3 right here, couldn't have done it better myself.
Classic.
The way that he's representing phase 3 right here, couldn't have done it better myself.
Classic.
The way that he's representing phase 3 right here, couldn't have done it better myself.
Classic.
Shout out to Dr. Umar. Seriously. I'm gonna play that again because I want to hear it again, chat. And so y'all gonna listen to it again. This shit right here, I mean, we literally could end the video here, but there's more greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, yams to this conversation. You name it.
Wish me a happy Thanksgiving. Let's not do that. I know you mean good, but please do not wish me a happy Thanksgiving. Let's not do that. Thanksgiving was nothing but a setup for genocide. That's all it was. A strategy for the Native Americans to drop their psychological guard so the European could genocide them, steal their land, enslave their people, and pass diseases into their community. It is a contradiction for American Africans with all we've been through, having suffered the worst human tragedy in history. It is a complete contradiction for us to turn around and celebrate with the white man the genocide of the red man. I'm going to say it again. It is a complete contradiction for African people, especially American Africans, to celebrate with your oppressor their extermination of the red people, how they gave the red people diseases and enslaved them, significantly reducing their population, stealing their land, giving out false treaties. Please don't wish me happy Thanksgiving. Please do not wish me happy Thanksgiving. If you're celebrating today, you're celebrating the genocide of the Native Americans. You could cut the cake however you want to cut the cake.
Mm-hmm.
You can slice the cake however you want to slice the cake. You can bake the cake however you want to bake the cake. If you're celebrating today, you're celebrating the genocide of Native American peoples. I will not be party to that. I will not be party to that.
Listen to me. I'm finna tell you, I'm about to keep it all the way real with y'all. Y'all ready for this, chat? I'm about to keep it all the way real with y'all. That dude just dropped level 10 knowledge and wisdom on the people whom this information applies to the most. And all it takes for that shit not to matter is for the macaroni to be like, if the macaroni make that noise, everything he just fucking said means nothing to a nigga.
Classic.
Every word he just said means absolutely nothing if the motherfucking macaroni go like that. When you stir the macaroni, if it sound like wet coochie when you stir the macaroni, nothing Dr. Umar said matters at all to a black person.
Classic.
Nigga, what is you talking about? What is you talking about? When you got the uncle who know how to put that turkey in the fryer and they make the fried turkey that's still oily and the meat don't get dry and it's succulent and you shake it and it come off the bone, tender nizzle.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Nothing about the genocide of the native. This shit hit my heart because y'all don't know Classic ain't all black African and all that shit y'all saying. My people Choctaw. See, y'all ain't climbed y'all family trees. Y'all giving y'all blood to these folks, sending this shit to a lab. They sending you back a piece of paper saying whatever the fuck they wanted to say. And y'all taking that shit as law. Nigga, go climb your family tree. Take your ass up there to the cemetery and figure some shit out.
I'm only gonna do this once.
And then maybe you will have some pride about the things that you celebrate and don't celebrate just because everybody's doing it.
Classic.
Somebody tell me I'm lying. Kyle said, I thought you were Kendrick. Me and him are very similar in a lot of ways. We both elite level rappers. I appreciate the comparison. I'll take that as a compliment. Appreciate that, Kyle. Welcome to the chat. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate you here. Welcome to the code.
Classic.
Yeah. Flip said, hold on. We got a few things. Let me get all the way caught up in the chat. Joshua said, here we go. Why are you saying the word nigga? You put the ER on there, Joshua. You probably, yeah, this a bot. Yeah, why are you saying the word nigga? Isn't that racist towards yourself, or do you consider yourself a slave? Joshua, why are you worried about what I think about myself and my use of vocabulary? What you need to be worried about is whether or not you would ask me that if you saw me in person and how that would go for you. That would be a more important thing to worry
Classic.
about. That would be an actual legitimate thing for you to worry about. You know what I'm saying? How that would go for you if you talk to me about that in person. How would that go for either of us? You know what I'm saying? You asking me about slavery. You asking me about the N-word. You got to be a bot. Humans aren't that bold. Flip said you could stay on this phase for years. This phase looks comfortable. Do you have an alternative to over-aware Umar? The ideologist is cool, though. He said, do you have an alternative to over-aware Umar? The ideologist is cool, though. Was this a question or was it rhetorical, Flip? You said you could stay on this phase for years. This phase looks comfortable. Yeah, you could rest in this phase. I agree. You could actually just chill right here. The calm with clear boundaries. You could stay right here. Niggas know where you stand. They know where you sit. They know why you ain't pulling up. They understand what's going on. They don't even ask no more. Niggas stop hitting your phone with the happy Merry Christmas text messages and all that. They get the picture. After a couple good solid, holiday seasons of you establishing clear boundaries, niggas leave you alone. You know what I'm saying? I think what's more important, though, for the people that are conscious and have clear boundaries, if you know their boundaries are rooted in consciousness, then that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? Leave them alone around this time of year so you could be blissfully ignorant and they could be blissfully enlightened. You know what I'm saying? But if you understand that their hardship around this time of year is rooted in pain, for whatever the reasons are, then you should be checking on your folks, regardless of the fact of whether you're indoctrinated and they're not, or whatever the case may be. You got to check on your people. Flip said, your phase here with him makes sense. Respect. Flip said, if she says I finished cooking 2 hours ago, where you I don't know what that acronym is. And throw shade throughout lunch is a part of it all. Respect the stage, Bobby. Yeah, they're gonna respect the stage. They're gonna be forced to respect it. We're not doing that at the codes. They know my body. It's all in the vlog.
Classic.
But yeah, the calm with clear boundaries. I think phase 3 is probably like Flip acknowledged. I think phase 3 is actually a really good spot to stop at. Honestly, I think phase 3 would probably breed you the most peace. We'll see when we get to phase 4 if y'all think that's the case, but phase 3 I think would probably breed you the most peace, because you kind of hit that sweet spot where like you can kind of do what you want to do around these times a year and you left to do it. The next phase 4, I don't know if that's necessarily the case because it seems to be a bit more purposeful and less selfish, right? And so because of that, it may not involve quite as much peace. But this is phase 3, calm with clear boundaries. For those who have just pulled up, we are discussing the phases that people who are enlightened and conscious go through as they learn how to navigate holiday seasons in a society that is highly indoctrinated. That is what we're discussing for those who have just arrived. Welcome to the Classic Codes. We appreciate you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. It's totally free.
Classic.
All right, so phase 4. Phase 4 is gatekeeper to knowledge. All right. This is when you get into a different place, a different pocket, a different poise about yourself, and you feel as though you have enough energy to dispel out on those who, may actually want to become enlightened legitimately and not just ask you questions to gaslight you into potentially trying some of their chitlins. You know what I'm saying? So we stand on TikTok. And this sister represents phase 4, the gatekeeper to knowledge phase. All right, let's go.
I don't celebrate Thanksgiving for the holiday. I'm just there for the food, family, the vibe. The problem with that is intention does not cleanse participation when the root of the celebration is pagan. How is Thanksgiving pagan? It comes directly from European pagan harvest festivals practiced thousands of years before America existed. Cerealia, worship of Ceres; Thesmophoria, worship of Demeter; harvest home, offering sacrifices to the corn god. The pilgrims were from England, but they brought their harvest home celebration to America. In 1637, Governor John Winthrop declared the massacre of the Pequot tribe a day of thanksgiving. So it's not just the corn spirits that you're idolizing, but also the spirit of murder. So, what does God have to say about all this? Jeremiah 10:2. Learn not the way of the heathen. The customs of the people are vain. Deuteronomy 12:30-31. Do not inquire how these other nations serve their gods. Do not worship me in their way. Ezekiel 22:26. They profaned my holy days, made no difference between holy and unholy. Modern holidays do exactly this: a little bit of God, a little bit of pagan worship. Matthew 15:3 says, why do you break the command of God for the sake of your tradition? Mark 7:6. These people honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Saying I thank God at a ritual focused on pagan worship. And this is how participation equals fellowship according to God. 1 Corinthians 10:20-21. You cannot drink from the cup of God and from the cup of devils. When you sit at a table of Thanksgiving, you sit at a table that originated from pagan worship. And Exodus 34:12-15 speaks on not making covenants and eating at pagan festivals because it makes you participate even unknowingly. And this is exactly why attendance is a problem. Good intentions do not sanctify disobedience. This is for believers seeking to honor the Most High fully. Thanksgiving is not just unbiblical, it's spiritually dangerous. All in all, Thanksgiving is pagan in origin, pagan in practice, not commanded by God, connected to a massacre, copying pagan customs, a feast the Bible warns us not to attend. You cannot separate the holiday from its origins. Even Saul had good intentions, but he lost his kingdom.
And this woman right here, let me get her page. Yah's daughter 85. Make sure y'all tap in on TikTok to her wisdom. All right. And I love her locks. All right. So listen, this is the gatekeeper to knowledge here, right? She's a cut past phase 3, and she's moved into phase 4, where she's willing to open herself up as to why she is where she is inside of her consciousness, and able to explain to people through historical data and information, just exactly the why, and give it to you from multiple different ways. She gave you history, she gave you spiritual and biblical reasons, and then she also provided y'all with morals and ethics, right? She gave you all these different reasons of the why. At that point, there's nothing to debate against. There's no argument. It boils down to a situation where you have to look yourself in the mirror and ask, now that I know better, am I going to do better, or will I be willfully a hypocrite year after year after year? You understand that the psychology that goes into getting people to dismiss their logic, to believe and disbelieve things based upon convenience, is the same reason why you could claim that you live in a Christian country, claim that you are a devout Christian yourself, and then vote for the Democratic Party, who allows men to marry men. You can make all of that make sense to yourself when you have been taught effectively how to dismiss your logic. You understand? They teach you to believe in the thing that is most convenient to believe in. And normally the puppeteers are the ones that are telling you what things to believe in. So the gatekeeper to knowledge is the phase where I think you've graduated. You know what I mean? Kaio said almost all holidays. Kaio also said, I don't celebrate Halloween or Christmas either. Yep. Flip said, you've just entered uncle and auntie realm. Rofi, if I'm made sense. Not sure. We'll talk about it offline. But number 5. So let's talk about this too. Let's talk about this piece of it. Thanksgiving, everyone keeps referencing in these TikTok videos that Thanksgiving is somehow rooted or tied to genocide. I'm going to give you guys accurate history of exactly how it is. That way, if you've never looked into it for yourself before seeing this video, or if you've never done a deep dive on it, at least you can get the information right now delivered into the palm of your hands. Okay. So the first Thanksgiving was not a peaceful dinner. All right. This was in 1621. And I'm going to pronounce these names wrong because I don't know the right way to say them. Anyone in the comments who does, go ahead and, spell that out for me and we can go like that. All right. In 1621, the Wampanoag people did share food with the struggling English colonists, but it wasn't a planned celebration. The Pilgrims fired guns to celebrate a harvest. The Wampanoag thought it was a call for help or preparation for war. So they showed up armed, ready to defend the peace treaty. Mind you, the peace treaty was already in place. The colonizers, right, or the colonists, right, the Pilgrims were the ones who historically we know are the ones who broke the peace treaty and used manipulation, lies, and other tactics to overthrow the natives, right? So we understand that the peace fell apart fast. So they did. So when the Native Americans showed up, armed, prepared to protect the peace treaty, they realized that it was a misunderstanding, and they all did end up eating together that time. Okay, what they thought was a misunderstanding, right? All could have been planned. So the second piece of it is the peace fell apart fast. The colonists stole native land and their population grew. Colonial courts refused to recognize native land rights. Colonists brought diseases that wiped out huge parts of native communities. Alliances broke down. Violence exploded. All right. Thanksgiving became a celebration tied to genocide in 1637. So this is just 16 years after the so-called first Thanksgiving. The governor, John Winthrop of Massachusetts, declared the day of Thanksgiving to celebrate the massacre of over 700 Pequot men, women, and children. Colonists surrounded the Pequot village at night, set it on fire, and killed almost everyone trying to escape. Ministers praised it as a divine victory, and they literally said, "Let the whole country give thanks." Understand, these things are a part of the American history. So, when you go to your Thanksgiving dinner, just trying to rebrand it in your mind because you're looking at it as a time to hang out with family, understand that you're operating inside of hypocrisy regardless. And these are the hard conversations that one must have with self. And again, I'm not speaking from a position of perfection either, but we all have to know in order to grow. Let me continue. All right. So number 5, Abraham Lincoln nationalized Thanksgiving for war propaganda. This is Abraham Lincoln. OK, the one that they got up out of here. Now, he did this for propaganda. This was in 1863 during the Civil War. Lincoln made Thanksgiving a national holiday to boost morale, create unity, and distract the country from the horrors of the war. OK, it says writers then retrofitted the Pilgrim fantasy to make the country feel good about itself. So again, social engineering, telling you what to believe in, telling you what to tap into, telling you what is and what is not, and expecting you not to go and seek the information for yourself, which again, Christian country, Christian people, Bible gives you instruction to seek and understand things for yourself, yet we do not practice the things that the Bible instructed us to do. The Bible instructed us not to sit down and partake in pagan things. But again, we disobey. But we are a Christian country, right? And Christian people. Why don't we move as such? This is why I don't subscribe to a religion, and I will not tie myself to a people who operate outside of discipline historically. You understand?
Classic.
This is all being said matter of factly. It's not to attack anyone. If you seek to be offended, you will be. I've seen somebody get offended at good morning. So anything's possible. All right. So what is Thanksgiving today? Well, Thanksgiving today doesn't change, right? It doesn't change. The history of it is the history of it. We can't wipe it away. We love to have these conversations. Even when we talk about relationships, you have women who have mismanaged their bodies, right, and given it out to multitudes and multitudes of men, and then they get upset with the results that they get later in life as far as being devalued in the marketplace. And they tell us that we shouldn't care about the past. We shouldn't care about the history. Well, it works the same with the religion. It works the same with the holidays. You have to care about the past and you have to care about the history, because the past and the history is what got us to this point right here. You understand what I'm saying? So it's very important for us to know these things and to understand these things a little bit differently.
Classic.
So that's phase 4, the gatekeeper to knowledge. What I say, I did tell you guys I was going to let y'all know what phase I believe that I'm on. I think that I conveniently bounce back and forth between phase 3 and 4. And so I would put myself at phase 5, which would be, I guess I'll make a term up like a floater. You know what I mean? Sometimes if I can identify that a person genuinely wants to know more and they genuinely are on the path to enlightenment, then I'll open up my wealth of knowledge to them and provide them with the information that they need so they can grow beyond the boundaries and the parameters that have been set around their mind by their parents and their oppressors, the propaganda police.
Classic.
But if I identify that you would prefer to be blissfully ignorant and you just want to celebrate Christmas and put shit under the tree and call it a day and die a mental slave just as much as a physical one, I won't waste my breath.
I'm only gonna do this once.
However, pulling up and popping out and showing up to some shit that I don't believe in, I'm definitely at that space though. We not doing that. Yeah, I won't be there. Now, what you can do is if you want to see me or if you want to check up on me and you got my line, you could tap in with me and we can arrange a time to see each other on some one-on-one shit for no reason at all, just off the love. We could do that. But as far as what they slapping on the calendar and telling us to go ahead and celebrate and show her you love her today. It's February 14th. You go right now and you show her you love her today. And if you don't do shit for her today on February 14th, you must not love her. We not doing that, gang. We not doing that. Motherfuckers are smarter than a 5th grader around here.
Classic.
We not doing that, gang. We not doing that. So yeah, man, that was phase 4, the gatekeeper to knowledge, man. So I hope that going through the 4 phases, I was able to break that down rather quickly. I probably could have done 10 phases, but I think breaking that down into 4 phases real quick, it can give people an understanding of the conscious person's mind as they learn how to navigate the holidays, being around a bunch of indoctrinated people, living in an indoctrinated nation. You know what I mean? It's different phases and stages that people go through. It's just like new believers. You know what I mean? Let's get into this chat real quick. Flip going crazy. He said, "Oh no, don't get too woke. Will the parent country men take this down?" No, they're not going to take it down because everything I said is alleged for content creation purposes and entertainment. He said, "What do you mean by different phases?" So this live stream, you probably have to go back. Welcome to the chat, Redder. Thank you for participating. Thank you for being in the chat. You know what I mean? Hit the like button and subscribe. We do this all the time. So what this live stream was centered around is the phases that the conscious people or the enlightened people go through as they walk into their enlightenment and they learn how to navigate holiday seasons around their still indoctrinated families or their indoctrinated society or their indoctrinated workplace. You know, I know being a person who understands the history and the grossness of a lot of the holidays that we celebrate. When I be at work, I don't want to, you know, they be like, "Oh yeah, we brought Thanksgiving dinner for the staff. Everybody gets an extra 15 minutes of lunch." And everybody like, "Whoop-de-doo. We going to get some turkey. We finna go try this. We finna go try that." And it's like, first off, the food will get you up out of here faster than stress will. You know what I'm saying? That's first off. And then secondly, you know what I'm saying, you're participating in the celebration and the recognition of genocide, which is rooted to most people who are led to believe that they from Africa and them niggas is from right here.
Classic.
And so it's just so much wrong. It's so much wrong with continuing to participate once you know better. So that's all. That's where we at. Hopefully I brought you up to speed as well as I could. But other than that, you have to go back and check it out. Flip said, if you want to hide something, put it in a book or at the end of a hard conversation that doesn't get trolled and offset. Cookie, that's fly. Yeah, that's a jewel right there. Flip said his qualifications to the gatekeepery. Oh, for sure. You got to know. He said, tell me, are you prepared for SHTF? I don't know what that is. I don't know what the acronym is. Spell it out if you know. Mean what you're saying. I don't know what that is. Y'all killing me with the acronyms tonight. I'm supposed to know these. Shit dead. Jay Zilla said, where you been at? Or I forget what he said earlier, but yeah, he used the acronym too. I didn't know what it was. Oh, he said, tell me, are you prepared for shit hitting the fan? I like that one. Red, are you my type of people, folk? Said, tell me, are you prepared for shit hitting the fan? Me personally, yeah. I'm prepared. I'm with all of it. I'm actually, as a person, I don't know where you at in the world, because I got subscribers from all over the world. So if you're in America, then I mean, I don't know your ethnicity. I don't even know if you're real. You could be a bot, but you don't seem like it. But yeah, as far as being prepared for that, I've been waiting for shit outside to be even. I would love an even playing field. You know what I mean? Survival of the fittest. I like it. I like my chances out in nature. You know what I mean? I don't know too many lions that'll look at me and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go try to take his food. There's generally, if it's 15 different men within a 2-mile radius, we talking about survival times now. So follow me, Redder. We talking about survival times now. If it's 15 different men or squadrons within a 2-mile radius, and you got like pillagers or men who are travelers coming through, and they look for places where they can go rummage or take over or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying? How me and mine gonna be set up, we not gonna be the marks or the easy licks. You know what I'm saying? They gonna go deal with somebody else in proximity before they slide over here, and that's a fact.
Classic.
So yeah, am I ready for shit hitting the fan? Yeah, I'm cool. I like my chances. Redder said, my man, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm from PA. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you got to stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't understand too. Everybody talking about switches, blicks, guns, ammunition. You know, all of the loud shit gonna happen very quickly. If you talk about shit hitting the fan the same way I am, all alleged for content creation purposes and entertainment. But if you talking about shit hitting the fan the way that I think you talking about shit hitting the fan, all of the loud shit gonna be over with very quickly. Then it's going to get real close, intimate, hand to hand. Y'all know how to operate bows and arrows. Y'all know how to play with them blades. Y'all know how to throw these. Do these work? You know what I'm saying? You know how to grapple a little bit. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. Survival ain't easy, chat. The book for the statement about where's the Africans in native lands. It was, they were here before Columbus by unknown. Yeah, I mean, we know that already, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got old maps that show us that, you know, a lot of the spots that they talking about is in Africa is really over here. Niggas played with the maps. They played with the shape of the world. They played with that. They played with y'all. They played. And it's crazy because they played about everything, and we still pick and choose what we want to believe from the people that lied to us about everything. It's a bad place to be in mentally. I can't judge people because, again, we born into the shit. It's just you gotta have enough in you to want to just break that shit. And again, the ignorance is so blissful for people. They like, shit, I'm not interested in breaking it. I just want to stay like this, do my little time on earth, and then shit, when I'm gone, I'm gone. I mean, how can you fault a grown adult that has taken that position? You can't. So it's just like, shit, at the end of the day, that's cool, do what you're doing, but shit, stay over there though too.
Classic.
I ain't gonna hold you. I can't buy the bullshit, not even when you put it on sale and strap it on the back of somebody I love. You know what I'm saying? I still can't buy the bullshit. You could put it on sale and strap it on the back of somebody I love. I still can't buy it.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Can't buy it. Them and the bullshit got to jump off the plane. Redder said, yup, but these people don't understand that dirty water will kill more people than bullets. Oh, that's a fact. It's so much, man, dirty water, climate, you know, climate in general. You up in PA, so you know what it is. It get cold. Most people ain't gonna make it through the winter. You know what I mean? It's just things like that. And then it's like too, it become a lead outside. Like once it depends on how long, you know, the shit hitting the fan lasts too. Do it last 2 weeks? Do it last a month? You know what I'm saying? Do it last 2 months? If it lasts 2 months or 90 days on some shit like that, the people that's around for that last 30 days, they're gonna be some dangerous motherfuckers. This ain't gonna all the week will have already been taken over. All the week will have already perished. You know what I'm saying? That last 30 days gonna be all the heavy hitters outside. For real. You got to be like that.
I'm only gonna do this once.
Yeah, but shit, I like my chances, and then shit, however it go, that's just how it's going. I ain't tripping. You know, I really got strong spiritual beliefs and understanding and shit like that. So like, you know, not making it or dying or some shit like that, that ain't never been something I woke up worried about and shit like that. I'm cool with like how my soul gonna operate when this little body I'm in is over with. You feel me?
I'm only gonna do this once.
So we don't do too much tripping about nothing. You know what I'm saying? This shit deeper than rap. For sure. Redder, I like you, man. Subscribe to the channel for sure, for sure. We talk sports too. Tap in with my Classic Code Sports channel too. Take the off. It's just Classic Code Sports. It should say Classic big as hell at the top. It's the same logo. It's just in white. Tap in with me, Redder. I like how you think. Welcome to the chat. We got the best chat on all streaming platforms. God bless me. Man, listen, I'm grateful.
Classic.
You know what I'm saying? Flip said you gain a job at phase. You gain a job at phase 5. Teacher, preacher, shepherd, wolf. That's the buzzkill. Other. Yeah, break this down into another book, Flip. Flip, go ahead, break this into another book. The 5 phases. I'm definitely on phase 5 though, Flip. Because what they call me, Flip, the shepherd, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, man, you know, we definitely there. So this is the 4 phases. I hope that this is enlightening to somebody or to a masses of people. We ain't gonna shorten it up. I hope this is enlightening to a masses of people or a grove of people. If whether they agree, disagree, understand differently, whatever it is, it's cool. Just learn from it. You know what I'm saying? Understanding multiple perspectives don't have to change yours. That's a bar. Understanding multiple perspectives doesn't have to change yours.
Classic.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, don't stray away from growth and understanding. Don't stray away from misunderstanding. Don't stray away from disagreement. Just do the shit amicably so everybody involved can learn. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah. Let's get into that code language. Code language, conditional favor. All right, we're talking about conditional favor like we always do with the code language conversation. We discuss the term and then we go from there, okay? So conditional favor is an act of goodwill or assistance that is granted only if certain conditions are met by the recipient. For example, a parent might allow a child to borrow the car on the condition that they first wash it. The term can also refer to a specific magical spell in fantasy role-playing games that undoes a previous positive effect if the recipient violates a specified condition. The reason why I wanted to talk about conditional favor is because a lot of things have become, damn near everything has become conditional outside. Love is conditional, you know, respect is conditional, favor is conditional, cooperation is conditional, submission is conditional, femininity is conditional. Everything has become conditional outside. Conditional favor makes me think about fair exchange ain't no robbery, right? So it's one of them things where, like, okay, for example, it's like you've seen enough, been through enough, or witnessed enough about a person for you to be favorable to them and reliable to them, and to them specifically based off what you've seen, been privy to, or been through with said person. So they have conditional favor. I operate a little special with this person over here because we have history and understanding that puts me in a place where, like, okay, for you, I yell if a bus finna hit you, like, get out the way. But for them, I'ma jump in front of the bus. You know what I'm saying? Like, type shit. So conditional favor is one of them things where you got to realize when you have it, and you need to realize who to give it to. There's a lot of people in this world with kind hearts and good hearts, and they get taken advantage of because they don't use conditional favor enough. You know, it's a tool. If you have a good heart, it doesn't mean share it with everybody. That's not what it means. If you have a good heart, it means that it's in your best interest to vet who you let in. Because, you know, if you just keep the doors open to your good ass heart, people gonna walk all through the mansion and take what they want and just get on up out of there. It's sweet. It's a lick. It's a lot of wolves outside. Conditional favor, I believe, is something that it's something that I think that we can see negative examples of it when we think about sports. You think about sports, you think about favoritism, you think about politics, you think about favoritism, you think about things like that, where it's like, okay, this kid is better than this kid, but this kid plays all the minutes because the coach plays golf with this kid's dad. Conditional favor. So it operates on both sides of the spectrum. And it's just one of those things where you have to weaponize it. If y'all haven't already seen my code language on weaponization, definitely check out my code language on the playlist of code languages on my channel on weaponization. You have to weaponize the term. Conditional favor is one of those things. You can use it for the greater good, or it can be used in a way that, you know, disenfranchises somebody, right? To favor this person puts the others where. You see? So it's one of those things that we just have to look into further. And I think this is actually one of those ones where this term, conditional favor, we could actually apply this a lot more through our conversations on our platforms all together. I could see a lot of times where I'll probably reference back to this now, just discussing it with you guys. Generally, that's how it works though. Once a code language is done, it ends up being added into your vernacular. It ends up being added into your rhetoric. So yeah, conditional favor is the term for the day. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it. Let me know if it's ever worked for you, against you. Let me know if you've ever had to apply it. And let me know if you've ever misused it trying to use it well. You know what I mean? Talk to me about it. Conditional favor is the code language for the day. Yeah. Yeah. Hey man, who y'all know jump off the porch and just do a stream this damn good at 2 o'clock in the morning? You know what I mean? On a Friday. I just jumped off. This stream was good as hell. I really enjoyed doing this stream with y'all. I actually thought I was going to probably end up crashing out, because some of those, like looking at the videos with the phases and then discussing the phases and reminiscing on going through the phases, I thought I was going to end up crashing out. But authentically, I did not. So I'm proud of myself. Little pat on my own back. You feel me, chat?
Classic.
Shout out to everybody that's been in the chat the whole time but hasn't been able to really participate for whatever the reason is, whether they're sitting around somebody with their headphones on, whatever the case may be. Shout out to everybody that's been in the chat the whole time, rocking out. You know what I mean? It is early in the morning, late at night, however you want to look at it. Flip said, I like that. I like that on a shirt, conditional favor. That's the gatekeepery I was talking about. Yeah, you know, we putting it together, cuz. This one of my, man, listen, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Personal opinion, I think the last 3 days been like 3 of my favorite streams I done in months, like on some solo shit. Obviously, we done dope panels, even like the streams that we did in person with the coalition. Like all of that was fire. But like on my regular show, just my solo show, like the last 3 days been like 3 of my hardest streams in a while to me. You know what I mean? So yeah, just my personal opinion. I think I've been cooking, chat. I ain't gonna hold you. Had to stop and give myself some motherfucking flowers.
Classic.
I had to stop at the store and buy myself a bouquet right quick. Yeah, man. But if it ain't nothing for chat Q&A, like I said, it's the middle of the night, so I don't really expect nothing to bounce back like that. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Make sure y'all just understand the phases, man. Propaganda is a real thing. You know what I'm saying? And we just got to, you know, it is the season, ladies and gentlemen. It is the season. So, you know, hopefully from watching this video, people can gain greater understanding, as to why certain people around them may be moving how they moving at the same time every year and shit like that. You know, it's just, again, a lot of things just come down to just understanding, not necessarily agreement. I think when we focus on agreement, instead of focusing on understanding, we doing ourselves a heavy disservice. I really do. But yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all, man. It's the classic codes. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Make sure you follow these 2 channels. You know what I'm saying? Follow the classic codes and follow the Raw Society Coalition. If you want to tap in with the full coalition, make sure you tap in with Souls of Thought, Uncle Plug TV. Hold on, let me just pull up the graphic real quick. I ain't got to rush. I'm moving like I got somewhere to be, chat. It's the middle of the night. I really don't have nowhere to be. Let me just pull up the graphic real quick so y'all can see it for yourselves and tap in with the whole coalition. It's necessary. We drop a lot of content between the 5 of us. You'll be covered all day, along with whatever other channels you like. So that's the coalition right there, man. Make sure you tap in with the Raw Society Coalition YouTube channel. Tap in with the Classic Codes. Tap in with Souls of Thought. Tap in with Uncle Plug TV. Tap in with Conversations with Soft Rain. And tap in with The Tez Down. I also have a sports channel, Classic Code Sports. You know what I mean? So subscribe to all of them. And like I said, add it to your repertoire of and your catalog of content. We got a lot of different things that we all do. We don't all cover things the same. We don't all have the same personality types. We do panels. We do shows that are exclusive to each channel. So it's a lot there. You know what I mean? So it's not all going to feel just like this. It's going to all be different. So yeah, man, make sure if you don't do nothing else, you tap in with the gang for sure. All right, man. So make sure if y'all don't do nothing else for me after all them requests, if you don't do nothing else, stick to the codes. We got another classic. Yeah.
Classic codes, I ain't taking it slow. Forgive me, Lord, I woke up in that mode. Weathered the winters when left in the cold. Harden my heart and now harden the flow. They don't